Stop, stop, do not hop. Do not hop like hop on pop. Do not hop on top of pop. Hop on a different silly fop. If you must jump, then jump on Trump. Yes, jump on Trump, you silly gump. Don't be a musty old mugwump. Just run and jump on top of Trump. Behold, here comes his calathump. Here comes the Trump to boldly stump. For cheaper gas at all the pumps. If this sounds scrumptious, jump on Trump. But if you love a baby bump, and if you're glad for tummies plump, if you despise the suction pump, then do not jump but dump, Sir Trump. 6 weeks, he says, is much too short. More time is needed to abort. I'd leave it up to stately courts. I will contort for your support. And if a bill should pass my hand to ban this sin in all the land, well, I don't really think that's neato, so such a bill I shall just veto. Now this to you might sound quite nifty, but what was one fight now is 50, magnifying 50 times the fight to end such evil crimes. You see, his views aren't bold or braver, his version's just a different flavor. They still can choose to unalive, it just requires a longer drive. But oh, you say,
the other's worser. She's so bad we hate and curse her. If she indeed becomes our leader, then all is lost and we must hate her.
But oh, my friends, I must rejoin, they're just two sides of the same coin. Neither he nor she doth love the Father or the Son above. They both are focused on this place, one on borders, one on race, saying one thing in one breath, then change their minds on baby death. They both are focused on themselves and godly things they put on shelves. They're saying what you want to hear, and then they'll leave you flat, my dear. You say that I am far too scribal.
We vote for country, not for Bible. America is far too great. We gotta save the United States.
But if we allow in just one place within our borders this disgrace, then what has even been preserved, and what comes next will be deserved? How can we ask for God to bless a nation that is such a mess that has become so much defiled we can't even protect a child? In this case, we deserve to fall. The heck with building up a wall to keep out all of those defecting, for what the heck are we protecting? Mr. Adams says what's needed for our demise to be impeded are moral and religious people who honor God under a steeple. If that ain't us, then it don't matter. We'll be a nation of mad hatters, forever screaming back and forth because we've no sense of true north. Without a shared authority above you and me and he and she, there's no such thing as right and wrong. We're all just singing silly songs. If they want our votes and voices, then they must give us better choices. It is far too high a ransom to vote for Bundy or for Manson.
But for the lesser evil, we must vote in this democracy.
But that's a concept never found among God's words which have been bound.
At least we're killing fewer babies.
Are we sick? Do we got rabies? Would you think it less depraved if certain states could still own slaves? Or was it better that we stood firm in the battle for the good and said that evil shall not stand and banned it all across the land?
We'll let him rip some kids apart for a cheaper shopping cart. As long as we don't vote her in, we shall allow some of this sin.
Our God above does not require the lesser evil one to hire. We must hold to what is true, and wickedness we must eschew. If neither of them have discerned that killing babies must be spurned, neither of them can be trusted. They're just far too maladjusted. This binary's a false dilemma that we must vote for one of them. But it's God who puts in place the rulers of this earthly space. And if it all comes crashing down, that's up to him who wears the crown. We must obey and do what's right, or else we'll hurt the bigger fight. My friends, why don't you understand? We fight for souls and not for land. We fight for things which are eternal, the things he promised in his journal. You see, God has already won. What he's accomplished through his Son has given hope to all who hear and who believe and who draw near. How can they know without a teacher? How can they hear without a preacher? How can they receive salvation if we're only focused on this nation? We must not put our faith in man to guide us through this wicked land. To vote for either is insane, so as for me, I shall abstain. Now, I ain't no angel or a cupid. I'm kind of smart, but also stupid. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I still try, all right? Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.